Hi everyone, it's Elaine Hamilton from the Reiki Center. I thought I'd do a little preamble to the meditation today because it just is something that's been coming up quite a lot around how can we contribute to, in a positive way, to some of the things that is going on in the world, really. And there is often a feeling that if we're not contributing physically, then there can be this feeling of helplessness if we're not physically doing something, if we're not being activists, if we're not kind of somehow voicing something, or if we're avoiding it altogether and just hiding from the news. And there is something, again, depends on your resonance, but I do think that there is a big group of us, especially for those of us who are drawn into energy work, who are drawn into meditation, and maybe who find things like the news incredibly unsettling or difficult. There is a reason for this. So some of us really can activate change through the physical doing or the mental doing or the emotional doing. You know, there's kind of like we are all contributing energy at all times. And then there's others of us who are more drawn into the energetics, whereby we are working with energy. And as an energy system, we can shift the possibilities. And what I mean by that is that there's the universal life force has all the possibilities, all the potential of life to create wonderful things or to create terrible things. Life itself is not biased one way or another. So it's not sitting in judgment saying, oh, only good things should happen, right? Like it's whatever the attention is being placed is where the energy will flow. So if everybody is looking at war, war will happen, right? If everybody is looking at peace, peace will happen. But what tends to happen is there becomes a distortion of this. And we're seeing this everywhere at the moment. There's a very small percentage of the population actively engaged in a lot of turmoil and almost dragging us all with it. And so it can create a lot of feeling of disempowerment and hopelessness and helplessness. So if you are an energy worker, or if you are somebody that is naturally drawn towards the energetics of something, and you understand deeply that what I put my attention to has an actual impact on my energy system. If I sit and watch the news, or if I doom scroll, or if I listen to people talking in a very negative environment, I get very badly impacted. I'm highly sensitive to this. My energy system is impacted. My mental system, my physical system is impacted. Then you are one of these people that might be more drawn towards shifting the energetic resonance of what's going on and holding space there. So holding space for the vibration of peace, for the vibration of harmony, for the vibration of different opportunities, different potential, different ways for us to be bringing our attention into creating something more positive. So this meditation that we did is part of our weekly gathering that we do. It's a very powerful group of people that we get together weekly, and we basically hold space. Ultimately, we're holding space for each other, for our own healing, for our own growth. But we have also realized, because of the depths that our meditations go to, that there is also an opportunity for us to hold bigger space. So what I mean by that is really being attentive to where we are holding our attention. So our attention, our intention is something that we really have a lot of control over, actually. Like we can choose to focus on the more positive things. We can choose to focus on the possibility of peace, of well-being, of inner calm. And when we go into meditation or when we do our Reiki, we see this firsthand. So we have this experience firsthand of how our energy system can go from very disrupted, very stressed or angry or anxious. And then simply through the practice of our Reiki, through our Reiki meditative practices, through our healing, we can shift that energetic output quickly as well. So it's one of those things that you can go from stress all the way to peace in a matter of minutes. And this is what we've been playing with in the group. So I really invite you to join in this meditation and just see for yourself, is this something that resonates with you? Is this something that you would also like to practice? And by combining your energies with us in this meditation, then maybe you're also shifting the potential or highlighting the potential for more peace and more calm. So it's shifting that balance. Instead of constantly looking at the negativity, at the chaos, at the fear, at the anxiety, at the war, we actually are looking at bringing our attention more towards another potential, like another emerging future that would be more around the peace, the harmony, the balance, the feelings of well-being. And even if you kind of think, well, that's a bit far-fetched, if you can increase that in your own being, that's already going to have an impact on your friends, your families, your loved ones, and certainly for you. So if nothing else, when you take care of yourself, it has a very powerful impact on those around you. And in our own resonance, in our own feelings, in our own intuitive sensitivity to what we're doing in these meditations, we feel that we might be able to energetically be holding space as well. And maybe that's enough. Maybe that's our job for those of us who feel called to that. So I'm not saying it's everybody's job, but for some of us, it is a very strong calling to simply being and holding space and holding the potential for peace and calm and well-being. So I hope you enjoy the meditation, and yeah, let me know what you think. Thanks. Hands in Garsho, prayer pose. Just starting to settle in. Noticing the feet on the floor. Noticing the breath. The inhale through the nostrils. All the way down into the belly. Every exhale, relaxing the shoulders. Bringing your attention into the body, the inward movement, down away from the noisy mind, into the breath. And then into the general energy field around you, opening the 1,000-petaled lotus. And inviting the Reiki attunement to come in through the crown, breathing it into the heart center, breathing it out through all the cells, out into the aura. Focusing on your own physical, but also energetic, auric levels. And then bringing your hands down wherever it feels comfortable today to ground you into your practice. Breathing in Reiki, breathing out Reiki into your aura, into all the cells. And then finding that vibrational frequency that allows you to drop away from the busy mind, the thinking, but also down and away from the emotional mind, the physical sensations, as if you're dropping. Could feel like a dropping right down into the base. Or it could feel more like a backward step, backwards into your spirit, so that even the sensations are simply being witnessed. The thoughts, any emotional activity, you're simply observing it. And when you find yourself in a really peaceful, calm, or steady state, you're just opening up your awareness to the rest of the container, people here today, people listening later, inviting them all to share energy, support, well-being. Extending your own energetic support to those who might need a bit more help, a bit more energy, a bit more Reiki. So it's as if we all help to anchor each other through that sharing of a beautiful, energetic vibrancy, abundance. That limitless resource that Reiki provides. And all of us amplifying it for each other. Touching into that well-being as a resource, finding the frequency in yourself. Perhaps frequency isn't the right word. Maybe it's more like a vibration, a sense of knowing. Maybe it's a landing place you go to as you allow yourself to rest. And just coming into contact with that. Letting it infuse and inform your whole energy system so that everything just feels peaceful. You're allowing that sense of peace and well-being to rise up through all the cells, into your heart, and the experiment really is to see what it feels like to embody this vibration of peace, well-being, and as you embody it, imagining it to be amplified. All of us amplifying, bringing light, attention, possibility. That this state that we're feeling can be felt by anyone, everyone. The underlying potential. And not getting in your heads about how that would look. Just simply feeling the vibration, the possibility, the potential, the resonance. And just noticing how it feels. Does it feel limitless, abundant? Does it feel available to anybody? Does it feel accessible? Simply through bringing intention and attention, through resonance, and we're just breathing it in and amplifying it out like beacons, showing others what's possible. Almost like a homing signal. By holding that frequency and vibration ourselves, we amplify its output for others. And just seeing how this feels, whether it feels true or not for you. Noticing any other emotions or feelings that might come up with that as well. Maybe some love, gratitude, feelings of deep well-being. And exploring for yourself how resonant it feels for you to express this or carry it with you. Almost like a resonance holder for this very calming and peaceful energy. The possibility for you being a beacon or simply for allowing this energy through you. However possible, whatever feels right. Noticing if any images come up for you where you can be holding space, or any ideas as to how you can anchor this more firmly in your own being, your own life. And noticing also if the energy wants to ground somehow, maybe through the feet, through the heart, through the hands. And just noticing also if the energy feels intense, seeing if there's any way you can relax, allowing that intensity to diffuse outwards. Very gently, if it feels resonant, just very gently sway or move the body. Find your context within the physical versus the energetic realm. Giving your fingers a little wiggle, a stretch. Wiggling your toes. Giving yourself a little stretch and a wiggle above you. Arms in the air. Giving yourself a shake. And whenever you're ready, opening your eyes.